Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on Hamilton Radio, guys. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey. And that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. You know, we've all had the roughest few years of our lives, right? All over the world, not just here. And unfortunately, too many people didn't make it, and a lot through addiction. I'm a recovery coach, I'm a nutritional health coach, I'm a vegan chef, and I just want everyone out there to know that someone is listening. So if you need help, please, please, please reach out to me. All my services to you are free. If you think my book can help someone, because I do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, it's everywhere. You can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. And please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. I want to just give a shout out to a couple of my sponsors, and then we're going to have an incredible show. So first and foremost, okay, Brian Buckenfuso here in Mercer County, New Jersey. We know him as Bucky. He's a retired police officer from Robbinsville. I've known him most of my life, and he's running for Mercer County Sheriff. Guys, we need Bucky in the seat, okay? Also, Michael D'Amore, one of the greatest singers right under Elvis, and that's the truth. www.michaeldamore.com. For $1.99, you can download his songs. SOS for Life, okay? The number 4. They're having their second annual benefit, Christmas Feels Like Home. It's going to be held at Vinyl Lab in Nashville, December 9th. Their website, www.christmasfeelslikehome.com and www.sosforlife.org. And they help children in need. All the proceeds, guys, go to help children in need, no matter what that need is. Please, please check them out. And certainly last but not least, a shout out to a gentleman named Anthony Hudson, who's running for President of the United States, 2024, nonpartisan. People before politics. I got the opportunity to go to Yuma, Arizona, and that's where I met my guest, to go to all the borders. We were with the Border Patrol. We were with the Sheriff Department. We spent 5 days there. So I'm also a vegan. I do everything natural. Everything's organic in my home. I'm a vegan chef. And my grandson goes to Arizona State College. So my daughter said, Mom, there's vegan restaurants right by his building. And I go there. 2 of them were closed, and this one was open, thank God. So without further ado, I want to introduce the owner of this restaurant, okay? First of all, I want to just say this. All right, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I want you to introduce yourself properly. Say hello to everyone.
Hey, thanks for listening, everyone. It's David Warr with Giving Tree Cafe in Phoenix, Arizona. And Geri, it's an honor to be on your show. Thank you very much.
This is so cool. You have your assistant or someone that helps you next to you, correct?
Landley is just getting in the vehicle with me.
Okay.
She's with me as well. And she's my social media and special projects manager. And she's a genius and just an amazing human being.
That's so cool. Maybe I could borrow her sometime.
She's mine.
I like that. Yes. So, all right. I am more than excited about this interview. I've been reaching out to you for months since I met you. Thank you for honoring me today, okay? Because you don't know what this means to me. First of all, guys, for someone like me, I cured myself of 2 cancers over 30 years ago. I brought in a home colonic system. I fasted for 60 days on nothing but water, and it saved my life. I haven't had a medication in over 30 years. So to meet this gentleman and eat in his restaurant that was not only vegan, we have a lot of those in the tri-state area, a lot. In New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, a lot of vegan restaurants. Not one of them is organic. Okay, so I don't even go out too much because everything in my home is organic. This guy right here opened up one of the only restaurants in the nation, not only vegan, but all organic. I went behind the scenes. He honored me with letting me go and take photos. All the produce said organic. They make their own almond milk. He soaks the almonds every single day. Okay? So we're really going to get into this. And I hope you guys can benefit from what he's going to be saying and why it's important to eat this way. So, David, let's start with this. How long have you had this restaurant? Let's start there.
Giving Tree Cafe's been in Phoenix for about 4 years now. Before that, my daughter and I opened a restaurant in Sedona, Arizona called Chocolate Tree Organic Oasis. They're 15 years, and actually I'm in their parking lot right now. And we opened these restaurants. A lot of the reason is what you're talking about, Geri. We wanted to be the change that we wanted to see. And there's all kinds of places that tout themselves as being healthy or being something that's going to be healing, etc. But quite frankly, you can't be healthy or healing if you're not 100% organic. It's extremely important. It doesn't matter if you're eating an apple a day if that apple is filled with pesticides and herbicides. It doesn't matter if you're eating the so-called healthiest types of foods if they've got glyphosate and Roundup and other GMO and other dangerous products that aren't actually food. So having an organic restaurant is the baseline. We also chose to be 100% soy-free. You know about soy and cancer, obviously.
And then I'll share
so
something.
I'll share
something with you about soy when you're done. Continue.
And we're also 100% gluten-free. Gluten, a lot of people think it's not so bad, etc. I'm not going to judge it as bad or good, but it's extremely inflammatory. And inflammation is the beginning of a lot of degenerative diseases. And so we just don't use it in food. And so we're 100% organic, gluten-free, soy-free, vegan. And when people do come into the restaurant, they eat food that's served for them and made by us 100%. There's no processed foods in our restaurant whatsoever. And the beauty of that then is that there's no hidden quote unquote natural flavorings, natural colors, natural dyes, etc., which quite frankly, those are all inflammatory and most of those are carcinogenic anyway. So to get a clean, healthy meal nowadays outside of your own home is quite difficult. And I'm not bragging about this, Geri. I'm actually mad about this. Every restaurant should, I believe, strive to be 100% organic.
Heck yeah,
it should be the norm. The outliers should be the places that are serving the pesticides and the glyphosate. That should be something that's just, once in a while you cheat and do that. But here we are. We're literally the only restaurant in America, 100% organic, gluten-free, soy-free, vegan, and that's criminal. So we'd like to see one of these in every community where people want to make the choice to be truly healthy and vibrant. They can do so. And that's our story. That's the baseline of our story, Geri.
Okay, now, when I was there, you brought me into the back. Thank you for that. And you told me that you guys make your own almond milk. So tell us about that.
Well, almond milk's one of those things, when you're standing in line at the coffee place and they ask you, do you want cow's milk or something healthy? A lot of times, if you want to be healthy, you'll go for the almond milk. You go for the oat milk. But my almond milk, and I'll tell you about how we make it in a minute, but my almond milk is delicious the morning I make it. And it's also very good the next day. But on the third day, I'm not going to serve it to you. Now, quite frankly, it's not going to make you sick. It hasn't gone bad, but it's changing a little bit because it's a live food, Geri, and it's And because it's a live food with no preservatives, it's going to change through time. It's going to begin to oxidize, for instance, and lose some of its vital energy. So it's funny to me. I go into the grocery store and I see almond milk on the shelves. It's been there for what? A week, a month, a year? We don't know. And Jerry, it's not even refrigerated. And so my almond milk goes bad in 3 days. Their almond milk's on the shelf for months and months. So you flip over the package and read what's behind it, and there's all these chemicals with 17 syllables in them, Jerry. You don't know what they are, but those are the preservatives, the emulsifiers, the additions that they put in this stuff to make it stay fresh without refrigeration, or at least not go bad without refrigeration. And the main ingredient is some kind of seed oil, and then after that it's sugar. So what you're doing is you're eating inflammatory, cancerous product anyway. It's just not real food. So we make almond milk. We soak the almonds overnight. In the morning, we rinse the almonds and we toss that water away. And then we use fresh, you use spring water or reverse osmosis water is what we use. And we blend the almonds in the water. We strain it through a nut milk bag. It literally takes 3 minutes. And the whole process is complete. I make a half a gallon at a time. I make my smoothie with it in the morning. I put it in my breakfast cereal if that's what I eat for breakfast. And the rest of it you can carry around with you in your thermos and drink it throughout the course of the day. It's fresh, real food that's got life force energy. And life force energy is what gives us life force in our body. Dead food does not give us sustenance in our body, but live food is what sustains us. And this doing almond milk this way is a live food. And it's just one tiny little example of what we do at the restaurant to make sure that the guests are eating the highest quality, most vital and life force energy food that they can possibly get.
So I'm very curious. We talked a little bit when I was there about your past, your background. What made you get into all this?
You know, it's an interesting thing, Jerry. It's kind of a combination of different trajectories I was on. I was a younger person. I started studying herbs because I wanted to be a chef, and I'm also studying not just culinary herbs, but medicinal herbs, and I'm also studying nutrition, and I'm starting to realize that and hear that I can get my nutrition from plants and herbs. I don't necessarily need to get my nutrition from animal flesh, and it just made sense to me that eating animal flesh, and again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it does take a lot more energy in my body to digest animal flesh as opposed to plant proteins and plant nutrients, which are relatively easy to assimilate into my body. And it just made more sense for me to become a plant-based human being. So it's been 50 years now that I haven't eaten meat, and it's an interesting process because people tell me almost every day, wow, you look so young. I didn't know you were that age. And
Yes.
one of the things that's interesting about eating plant-based food is that because you are not using a lot of your energy to digest the food, your body actually has more energy to do what it's meant to do, which is to heal us. And so I don't have like as wrinkly skin as a lot of people my age, and I've got a lot more energy in my body, and I don't get sick. You said that you've been on this process, pathway yourself for over 30 years. I haven't had a pharmaceutical drug, and I haven't been to a doctor in, let me see how long it is, 51 years. Been 51 years.
So, okay,
I've been to a doctor.
since you're an open book, can you tell everyone how old you are?
I'm 68 years old.
Okay, I'm 62. I have to tell you something. My daughter has a vegan food truck. It's amazing, brand new. They built it. It's beautiful. They're at an event today close by here. And I went to say hello to her, and I'm going back. It's called Get Sauced. And you get all options in vegan. It's amazing. Okay, anyway, there were about 4 young girls ordering stuff. And I said, oh, yeah, that's my daughter. And they're like, your daughter? They said, you look like her sister. And I love it. And it's my diet. And people say, oh, it's got to be genetics. Listen, it's our food. It's what we don't put into our body that's even more important. So I agree with you.
Absolutely. And this is the first time you've told me your age. When I met you, I thought you were in your late 30s or early 40s.
Oh, you're my new favorite person.
You look amazing.
You could lie
Keep up
all
the
you
good work.
want. Come on, lie to me. I don't care. But so now, all right. Now let me ask you this. So, all right, your restaurant. We'll talk about that, but then I want to ask you something personal. So, your restaurant. Do you get people that come in once they've tasted your food or heard about it that aren't vegan and just love it?
Yeah, it's actually quite common, and in our world, it's usually one or other of the couple that are vegan or trending towards being healthy, and quite frankly, it's usually the woman who drags her boyfriend or husband kicking and screaming into our restaurant, and he'll look up at me with these lost look in his eyes and say, "What can I eat here? I had a steak yesterday. I'm gonna eat a steak again tomorrow. What do you got?" And I'll give him an option of 3 or 4 of the items that we have, and almost to the letter, every single guy will say, "Wow, if I could eat like this every day, I'd be vegan." And your daughter knows this, the way she prepares food, and you're a vegan chef. You know that the connotation in people's minds that eating vegan is celery and carrots and nothing more, or very little, is it's just outdated. We do things with food that's every bit as delicious and fulfilling and tasty as anybody can do using a meat-based diet. And not only that, but again, in the final analysis, it's much more sustaining and much healthier for you. Your body will appreciate it. You'll look amazing, and it's also sustainable for the planet, which it's pretty important. It actually doesn't matter how healthy we are if 20, 30, 50 years from now we've completely destroyed the planet.
You're right.
And quite frankly, the plant-based are sustainable on this planet, and factory farming for animals is completely unsustainable. We need to stop it, and it's going to stop. Either we're going to do it voluntarily or it's going to be involuntary. But we can't go on in this trajectory. We're going to destroy the planet.
People need to watch. There's a lot of shows out there, a lot of documentaries. Forks Over Knives, What the Health. Start with those. There's tons. And you would be surprised that what you think you're eating is food is not food. You would be surprised. So I tell everyone, if you're going to eat meat, which I don't agree with, but if you're going to eat meat, please make sure it's 100% USDA grade organic, or you're not eating the meat you think you are.
Yeah, there's a big difference between processed burgers and wild-caught salmon, for instance. There's a huge difference between processed sausages and grass-fed bison.
Yes.
And so, again, my vegan friends would be completely alarmed for me to hear this, but meat isn't really the problem in your diet.
That's right.
The problem in your diet is processed food.
That's right.
Especially processed meats.
That's right.
Again, I haven't done it in 50 years, but if you need to eat meat once in a while, make sure it's as clean as possible.
That's right. I do a lot of health coaching for people, and their biggest fear is, oh my gosh, what do I eat? I can't get rid of my chicken, and I can't, so I tell them, let's do it slowly. So keep your chicken, but make sure it's organic. Get rid of all burger meat. Get rid of that, But I want to share something with you I'm not sure if you know about. Did you ever hear of Dr. Joel Fuhrman?
Oh, sure. I'm a huge fan.
Okay, well, he's a friend of mine. I actually have photos because he was in Pennington in my town forever. He just moved, I think, to California now, I believe. But anyway, he's the one who got me started back in the day. And I have a photo with him holding my grandson, who's now 22. And he got me the letters. My grandchildren, my granddaughter is 8 and my grandson is 22. They've never been vaccinated. So he got me the person I needed to get the letter to get him all through grad school. But I'm bringing that up to say this. In his book, he has many, but in the one book, Eat to Live, my father, who's gone now, God rest his soul, Geri Petito, is in his book. Here's why diet is so important, guys. My father shot insulin for over 20 years, went into an insulin coma in front of us, had to call 911. The day I took him, Dr. Fuhrman said to me, bring your dad here. I'm going in the office for him. Don't tell him you're coming here. And I brought him the Fuhrman. And let me tell you something. He's in his book now because he said he was the best patient he ever had. He got my dad off of that insulin in under 2 weeks by diet only. My dad did amazing. So diet is crucial. Yeah, diet is crucial for so many
real
reasons.
deal. And he's been to Sedona many times, and when he's there, he comes into the restaurant for sure.
Oh, cool. So cool. Yes. I'm going to text him and say I just interviewed you. This is great.
Tell him his vitamins that are prenatal vitamins are the number one thing that I recommend to women that are expecting, including my oldest daughter that had her son 2 weeks ago.
Very
Use
cool.
Dr. Furman's supplements for
I'm
prenatal.
going to tell him that. All right. How cool is this?
Yeah, he's the real deal. He's one of the real pioneers that's done the right thing for a long, long time.
Yep. Listen, he's a real doctor, everybody who's listening. Okay? And he went all natural many moons ago. So he is the real deal. So now let me ask you something. So growing up, what nationality are you?
My mother's maiden name is DeMarco. I'm half Italian, and that Italian side has actually been very influential in how I've decided to run my life, both with fresh fruits and vegetables and also the way I cook.
I can't believe you're saying that, because when I first became vegan, the Italians were like, how could you be Italian and be vegan? Now they are all on board, but that's so cool. You had that. I didn't expect that.
Well, I used to hear the same thing, but then I'd point out to my grandmother and my aunts and uncles, they'd say, look at your table here. You got a huge salad out of the garden. Look at all the fresh corn you're eating. Look at the potato soup. Look at the minestrone that Grandma made. And yes, there's some pasta visual there and there's some sausage, but it's mainly pasta with marinara sauce. So here, you don't have to skip a beat here.
Okay.
I even showed them how to make tiramisu vegan, and they went crazy. They went nuts. And they said, David, I can't say this in front of Grandma, but this is every bit as good as her food. I said, I know it is, because it's her recipe. I just didn't put the sausage in it. It's delicious.
So
They think that the flavor comes from sausage, but the flavor comes from the spices in the sausage. So that's all in my sauce, and it tastes just every bit as good as Grandma DeMarco's.
well, my father ended
I've
up
even got
being
pizza
pretty
on
much
my-
vegan.
It's called Mama DeMarco's Pizza.
So my dad became pretty much vegan. He would eat salmon though, and my brother pretty much vegan, and my cousins all call me for help. So this is so cool. So I want to ask you something. I want to give you the mic. I don't want you to forget anything important that you wanted to talk about. The mic is yours. So tell everybody what you want them to know about you, like your restaurant, your information, your websites, everything and anything.
Thank you, Jerry. Before I do that, I do want to tell you that your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, your brothers, your family, I guarantee they're all going vegan one by one because of your demonstration. I remember I would show up at the family reunions, and I'd bring my vegan dish, and they'd all make fun of me, but it was always the first dish that got cleaned up. And one at a time, my nephews and nieces would all look and say, well, there's Uncle Billy, and there's Aunt Cheryl, and there's Aunt Debbie, and there's Uncle David. He looks like he's pretty healthy. And they made the choice to become vegan. All my nephews and nieces, every one of them is vegetarian or vegan now, because when they get to be my age, they want to have the same kind of vibrancy I have. You know, my sisters can't walk up to the top of Thunder Mountain like I can. They can't hike like I can. It's just it's a different world. When you eat this way, it's not just that you live longer, but I've got the energy of a 24-year-old. I do the same things that I did when I was in my mid-20s. I don't have an airbag I carry around with me. I don't have a walker. I get up in the morning. I do yoga. I run around all day long. I work for 12, 14, 16 hours sometimes in a day. And I get up the next day and do the same thing. This is life-enhancing, life-changing decisions you'll make if you start to eat a healthy, balanced diet.
I want to comment
Now,
before you take the mic.
regarding wellness,
Wait, I want to comment something before
Go
you
ahead.
take the mic. So I was pretty much the same person as you, more energy than 3 20-year-olds. They used to laugh at me. I owned a poker league, okay? And I would come in, and these 20-year-olds would be like, why do you have so much energy? Why? Blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, oh, be quiet. It's my diet, baby. But I had an accident, a very serious accident with a 200-pound chair. So it messed up my lymphatic system, my left knee, my right foot, my right arm. and I opted no surgery, none of that. And I got a bouncy, and that pretty much helped me. So I'm not the 100% like I was, but I'm nothing where I would have been if I got these surgeries. So I thank God for that. But now, back to you. The mic is yours. Say whatever you need to say.
And before I do, and your recovery time, your doctors were all amazed, right? They couldn't believe how quickly you recovered.
Yes.
Because you recover like a 24.
Yes.
Because you've got vital energy coursing through veins. It makes a big difference.
Yes.
Couple of things I want to say. If people if somebody came to me and said, how do I get to be healthy? The first thing I'd say is you got to watch your water. Pure water is the first thing you need to start with. And after that, I would say clean, pure food. But what I would focus on next is gut health. Make sure that your gut is working properly and is extremely healthy, and use probiotics, prebiotics, and also do colon hydrotherapy. It's going to make you young again. It's going to change your life. Regarding that, we're always doing community events at the restaurant. I'm not sure how many of your listeners are in the Southwest or even in the Phoenix area, but I have to believe there are a few of them. We love to do community events. We've got the biggest event of the year coming up in a couple of weeks on October 14th. We're calling it the Rewilding and Wellness Fall Festival. It's a huge outdoor street festival. Think about farmers market, but also including teachers who can share their medicinal, useful, and edible qualities of plants. They're herbalists, they're foragers from the desert. These are amazing people that are teaching people how to live off the land, live off the outdoors, off grid. These people have got years and years of wilderness experience and passion for self-reliance. They're survival teachers. They're here to impart their truly invaluable information to us and unleash your inner explorer as you discover the healing power of nature and adventure. These are really skilled people that have been doing this for years, and this information is priceless. And we're going to be doing this at Giving Tree Cafe in Phoenix, Arizona on October 14th, and it's going to be an amazing event. Go to Giving Tree Cafe AZ on Instagram or givingtreecafe.com to know more. One of the things that we do when you go to Giving Tree Cafe AZ is you'll see videos of us doing food preparation. You'll see pictures of our food that's inspirational. You'll see that you can eat cheesecake and, like I said, pasta and pizza and wraps that are all amazing, that taste just like New York cheesecake and just like pizza, although they're 100% healthy, natural, organic food that's going to give you life force energy and not take your life force energy away. When you get through with a meal that's truly healthy, your body will feel energized. You'll feel like you just took some kind of drug. You'll feel so good. And that's the way food is supposed to make you feel. Unfortunately, in our culture now, we think that a food coma is the way we're supposed to feel after a meal, but that's not normal. That's not natural, I should say. It has become normal in our world, but it's not natural. Our food is supposed to energize us and give us vitality. And if you eat the way Geri is talking to you about, you will feel that vital energy every single meal, and it will change your life. Just like it changed your father's life, where he was off his insulin in 2 weeks. That's incredible. Yep. And I guarantee they did it with a raw vegan diet.
Raw vegan, baby.
I guarantee it.
Raw vegan.
That's the way to. Now, people have talked to me a lot about raw. When we first opened our restaurant in Sedona, it was 100% raw restaurant. Oh. I'm all over it. Most of my desserts are all raw. I will say this, raw might not be for everyone forever and ever, but if you're in a crisis situation, you want to cure your cancer, you want to cure your diabetes, you want to cure any debilitating disease, go ahead and go raw try it for 20 days, try it for 30 days, and your life will change. You'll feel the difference after 3 days. There's nothing like it. Yep. Raw vegan, baby, is the way to go.
Raw vegan. So,
including raw juices.
Raw juices. I had to buy a Champion juicer back then. Because I want people to know about juicing as well. Guys, don't get a juicer that has a spinning basket. It heats up the enzymes. It kills a lot of the good stuff. The Champion Juicer, the juice comes out of a tube and into your bowl. That's what you want to get. It saved my life, guys. Okay? I went on a, like I said, 2-month water fast. I brought a home colonic system into my house. I had to go, I was 100 pounds. I was very sick, so I had to make this decision to just go drastic. But you don't have to do that. Okay, and I can help you and I can guide you and I won't charge you a penny. If anyone is out there sick and really wants help, please, please reach out. Okay? So now, David, is there anything else you'd like to say? Because I know you don't have much time before I close.
I want to say this. There's almost nothing that can't be prepared in a healthy vegan way. So in other words, if you love pasta, for instance, you can do vegan pasta. If you love ice cream, we make vegan ice cream. If you love blueberry cheesecake, we make blueberry cheesecake in the restaurant. If you love pizza, and I'm talking about decadent New York style pizza, we've got it. So I don't want people to think that, well, I'm going to eat vegan, so I'll have to deprive myself or I'll have to feel less than, but at least it's healthy. That's an old paradigm. That might have been the way it was 20 or 10 years ago, but there are plenty of really, really delicious, fabulous vegan restaurants that are doing a great job, and you can get the recipes at home. Thanks to the internet now, we can find hundreds and hundreds of healthy vegan chefs like Geri that have got their recipes online that you can follow along and make really delicious, vibrant vegan foods. I want to say one more thing, though. It's just as easy to be an unhealthy vegan as it is to be an unhealthy carnivore.
Yes.
If you're eating the Beyond stuff, if you're eating the Impossible stuff, and you're eating the processed cheese, you're eating processed, chemically laden foods that don't really have life force energy. So follow the recipes that show you how to take nuts and seeds and vegetables and fruits and turn them into delicious burgers and sausages, etc., and you've got it made. But if you're deciding you're going to be vegan and you're going to go to the frozen food section and get all that frozen prepared food, believe me, you will not be doing yourself a favor. You'll feel just as cranky and you'll have just as much inflammation, because processed food is processed food, and clean, healthy food is clean, healthy food. You want to eat the clean, healthy vegan food. Don't draw the line at vegan is good and non-vegan is bad. Draw the line at natural, organic, farm fresh, picked from an orchard. That's where you want to be, not the processed stuff. Do not eat that processed vegan food and fool yourself into thinking that you're doing something healthy, because you're not. That's my final word. And I love you all so much. And you'll feel the love that you get from Mother Earth when you eat healthy, vibrant food.
Well, I'm going to do something different. Doc G, we're not going to close with my theme song. We're going to close with a poem I'm going to read out of my book instead, okay? I want to read this poem, David, because it's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. And everybody out there should really understand that, you know, God didn't create you to be so special or me to be so special. He created everybody to have a gift and a talent. It's up to you to figure out what that is. So I'm going to read this poem, and I hope everybody really listens to the words, okay? We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, to spread a peaceful sound. So don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate, because all your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back, or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share. Our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened and you can roar. Be proud of who you are and be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name will live forever. Our beautiful cafe, Living Tree Cafe, your name will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. Make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. David, I want to thank you for honoring me today with this incredible interview. I will be back in Arizona in October, like October 12th, 13th, and I will be there with my daughter, my grandson, and my granddaughter. Thank you.
I can't wait to meet you, Geri. Thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure.
This was awesome.
Keep listening to Geri, you all. She's the best.
Thank you. David from Living Tree Cafe, everybody. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Geri.
Ditto.
Bye for now.
Bye.